Hey YouTube, this is Eric for the Little White House. I received this pile of wood chips here this spring. When I received it, I didn't have time to go through it, but as I started going through it, I realized that it did not have very much green leafy matter in it to decay or any, there was no steam coming off the pile virtually, etc., etc. And that really got me to thinking about what Paul Gauci said in the Back to Eden movie, that the wood chips needed to be 90% needles and leaves. So I want to take a look at what 90% needles and leaves looks like. He also talks about looking at nature and seeing how that operates. We're going to be out in nature, and also we're going to look at what branches that are 90% needles and leaves actually look like after they're chipped up. You can see all of the leaves here, and you can see some dead leaves, and you can see branches, twigs, even a fallen log here. But the overwhelming majority is green. Here you can see part of that process already going on from plants that were some of the earliest in the spring. Now they're starting to die back and allow growth of other things that are around them. Of course, right next to it you have a log, a dead log with moss growing on it. And of course it's going to need all of that green material to help break it down, along with the rain and everything else. These two peach trees that I got in the center of the garden here didn't have any fruit growing on them, so I opened up the center on both of those, and I'm going to open up the center on a couple of my apple trees that don't have any fruit on them either. Okay, since you can see that a lot of this leafy green branches type of material isn't, like, the wood isn't fully hardened yet, I wanted to be fair. And so here's what I got. I got basically 2/3 to 3/4 of a wheelbarrow full of branches that I pruned off the tree, and then I'm going to stick in these as well, and I want to just see what it looks like. This is more like what I believe 90% needles and leaves to look like. I just pulled this out of the wood chipper, and who knows, I could be wrong, but I think that when you look at Paul's videos on on the L2 Survive channel, when you see his garden and you see the fineness of the material that he puts on there, I believe that it ends up looking more like this. I know that he has some places where he does put just the wood chips, but if you look specifically at his garden, it's a lot of finer material. Anyway, I hope this helps people. This is something that's been on my mind a while. Basically because I keep adding wood chips, and I get to where I'm digging down like a long ways before I get to dirt, and most of what I've put down hasn't turned to dirt because there's just not enough fine material in there to do it right away. And I think that when you're getting the wood chips from the tree companies, you know, they're advertising 90% needles and leaves, but they are there. You know, what they do have most of the time is good stuff. This last spring, it just happened to be that I didn't have very much matter in them to decay fairly rapidly, and so it really got me to thinking about this 90% deal. Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time.